Hi, welcome back. This is Andrew Sears, and in this session, I'm going to talk about an overview of effective online teaching. Now, we're going to do a deeper dive into this through the material, but I want to just give a quick overview. So, effective online teachers typically are detail-oriented and organized. So, they do not miss any grading. They provide precise and accurate feedback. This is the most challenging thing that our faculty run into. We get many faculty that are leaders. They're big picture, they're, spontaneous and creative. So, my Myers-Briggs, I'm an INXP. So that means I'm big picture and my organization isn't my strength. This is really hard for me. But I've learned to create systems to do this. So, and part of the reason is if, you have 20 students in your class and you grade 19 on time, it's kind of like you're a school teacher who takes 20 kids on a field trip and you come back with 19. That one who gets left isn't happy. So the other aspect is being relational, affirming and building up students, recognizing the unique needs of adult learners, and serving with at-risk populations. So the ideal Myers-Briggs type is an ISFJ for online teaching. So detail-oriented, judging, so organized, feeling, that means you're going to be relational. Introverted is just the online part of it, is for most online instruction. Now, if you're not that, then there's going to be some aspects of this that may, be a little different for you. So the other aspect is a cross-cultural challenge. So many nonprofits and ministry leaders are often extroverted, and the biggest challenge, as I mentioned, is attention to detail. So, the key thing is to develop organizational systems to track details. So, and part of it is assess whether you enjoy online education, given its requirements and limitations, and who you are. Now, this is kind of a map of what are all the aspects of what you could learn about for online teaching. So, one of the books is Best Practices for Online Teaching, and this is almost like a table of contents of what you want to do. So you want to have instructor presence. So you want to make sure that the students know you're there. A lot of times in online, it's kind of like you show up to a party and there's no one there. There's no host or hostess to welcome you. So post announcements, appear in video, participate in discussions, show your personality, your passion, and expertise. So setting clear expectations. So we've done a lot of that, but you can do that by reinforcing them, learning objectives. We've done that. Real world application. That's what you're really going to provide as the faculty, and providing prompt feedback. So these items where I put arrows, these are the key elements to focus on. So, the big picture, what makes an effective online instructor is students feel that faculty are very present in the course through announcements, forum participation, and live video. They receive prompt grading every time. They provide detailed feedback that will advance student learning, explain why points were deducted. Probably the single biggest complaint we get from students is, faculty gives someone 9 out of 10 or a 9.5 out of 10 on a forum, never really explains why they didn't get a 10 out of 10. Explain why you're deducting. Balance affirmation with correction, and identify any common misunderstandings or problems with course materials, and provide suggestions to CityVision for improvement. So our courses are being rapidly improved, but the only way we do that is through you. So the first week of the course, if you are a lead faculty, send out an introduction message to all students on the bulletin board. We'll talk about this more in lead faculty roles training. Then all faculty post faculty introduction to the first forum. So our new system lets you post both text and a video. I would encourage you to do both, and then reply to each student in the first forum. So throughout all weeks, we don't require that you reply to every student, but reply to every student the first week, even if it's short, just to welcome them there. Often if you're grading 5 students and you reply to 3, the 2 that you didn't reply to in the first week are going to feel left out, whereas in future weeks, it's not as big a deal. Now, I often will recommend that faculty set high expectations early. Now, if you're a new faculty, this can be challenging, so you might want to get used to the system, but after you've been teaching with us for a while, a lot of faculty, a lot of students are going to test you. It's kind of like the old substitute teacher problem where students see if they can get what they can get away with a substitute teacher. So provide more thorough grading feedback. Often what I would do is I would have more strict grading in the first week, and I would say, you can resubmit. I realize that you may not have understood all the things that were required. You can resubmit. So say a student really misses the expectations. I might give them a C- on their grade and say, I'd be glad to regrade this for you. And here's the reasons why you got a C-. And if you want to address those reasons, then I'll regrade it for you. And then that way it's setting, the expectation. So how to leave effective feedback. You've probably heard of the sandwich method: positive feedback, constructive criticism, positive feedback. So the meat is the constructive criticism, sandwich between, the positive feedback. So, the constructive feedback is why they received the grade they did, both positive and negative. Being specific, if there are deductions for lateness, you can state that. This is the most important section. Interaction with the content they submitted, at least a couple of sentences. Grammar and APA formatting comments could be, depending on the assignment, but not as significant as 1 and 2. And close up with something about the work, positive about the work if at all possible. So we recommend that faculty grade at least 2 times a week to avoid long gaps in grading. Now, in order to become an excellent online instructor, we recommend that you go through. So we have required reading in this course. So you're going through the course, Excellent Online Teaching. Hopefully by the time you take this course, we will have, so we're going to do recordings from Aaron Johnson, some videos. Hopefully we can get him to do some video recordings for us. And you can also go through those as a complement to his book. We also, in our library account, we have this book, the Online Teaching Survival Guide. This one's longer than the Aaron Johnson book, but it is also much more thorough. There's a summary on SlideShare that's linked here, and you can get access to these slides in the course. And then if you really want to become a guru in online learning, there's Online Learning Consortium. That is the source for this. Access Ed is a Christian group for online learning. And then Arizona State University, they have something called Teach Online, which is a great resource to help faculty continue to learn to teach online. So hopefully all this is helpful. We want you to be as effective as possible in online teaching, to have students who have a great experience. We have so many faculty who are just absolutely amazing leaders, but part of what we want you to understand is teaching online, it's almost like you move from your ministry to a Spanish-speaking ministry or another language. You got to learn how do you translate all the things you're really good at through the medium of technology and come out, to the students so that that is communicated effectively. So that's really what we're trying to do, is how do you change people's lives through online education? And these are some of the best practices that we have for that. So thanks a lot.